Good afternoon, and welcome to another segment of the Werff Report for August 5th. Keep America vigilant. 24. Caught. 29 million apparent ineligible voter registrations have been found on the voter rolls of at least 20 states. Two attorneys general target Act Blue for the reported money laundering scheme we previously reported on, which benefits Democrats. Voter rolls in swing states especially are now full of illegals. The Ohio Secretary of State is investigating another organization dropping off voter registrations after real voters report their address has been changed without their knowledge. Tulsi Gabbard is now being watched by federal air marshals. The day of the assassination attempt was coincidentally the first day Secret Service counter-snipers were assigned to protect Trump. A Pennsylvania court rules digital images of completed absentee and mail-in ballots are public record, and the Pentagon and U.S. Defense Department are spending billions to silence independent news sites through major ad agencies. First, to the Secret Service, which has admitted in a press briefing on Friday that the day of the assassination attempt of President Trump was the first day Secret Service counter-snipers were assigned to protect him for the 2024 campaign. A spokesperson for the Secret Service added, quote, "The former president at campaign rallies has actually been getting state and local resources, tactical assets, counter-snipers from state and locals." Interesting, right? There are no coincidences, folks. This was a well-coordinated effort, and someone at the top was helping, either knowingly or unknowingly. Why would they cut off any direct communication between Secret Service and other law enforcement agencies? It just doesn't add up. Meanwhile, one day after Tulsi Gabbard criticized Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and the national security state, federal air marshal whistleblowers reveal she is under surveillance under the Quiet Skies program. Agents were first assigned to observe her in airports and on flights on July 23rd, the day after she appeared on Laura Ingraham. Welcome to the political crackdown, folks. They said Trump was the tyrant. Trump was the dictator. Surprise? A key rule of Marxism is to accuse the other side of exactly what you're doing to cause confusion. Get it yet? And they're going to come down even harder on anyone who dares question this election. Believe me. And get this. Former State Department official Mike Benz has revealed that the Pentagon and U.S. Defense Department is spending billions to silence independent news sites through major ad agencies. And it perfectly explains why we at the Werff Report rely on you, the viewer, to operate, because many are so quick to judge us in the comments because we ask people to subscribe and donate through thewerffreport.com. Benz recently stated that, quote, "The U.S. State Department, USAID, with help from the Pentagon, with help from the NGO complex, embarked on a quest to kill advertising revenue to alternative news sources. Get it yet?" And, quote, "There's a pop-up industry of censorship mercenary firms who now assign rating labels to news online in order to treat them the way Moody's or S&P does about debt instruments, whether or not this is a junk bond or AAA rated. They now do this with news organizations in order to filter this to advertising companies, to kill advertising revenue to any website that's deemed to be a misinformation spreader. All four of the major ad agencies receive billions of dollars every year in federal government contracts. One of them gets $4 billion a year. Another one gets 1.8, and a lot of it comes from the Pentagon. It is a major psyop they're running against the American people, and it's been going on much longer than any of us realize. It didn't start with Trump, but it's going to end with him. That's why we ask you to subscribe to our site at thewerffreport.com, so we rely on our viewers to operate, not the corrupt ad agencies. Please, if you can, go to thewerffreport.com to sign up for a monthly or yearly subscription to our full segments. You can also make a one-time donation or sign up for our new lifetime subscription at thewerffreport.com/lifetime, which gets you a lifetime subscription to our segments for only one payment of $99.99. In Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth Court has ruled that digital images of completed absentee and mail-in ballots are to be considered public records after the Erie County Board of Elections denied requests for them under Pennsylvania's right-to-know law. And this is a major win for election integrity in the state. The question is, will the officials follow the law? The fight is on, folks. Take the Attorneys General of Virginia and Missouri, along with the Secretary of State in Wyoming, who have all announced simultaneous investigations into the apparent Democrat money laundering scheme happening via Act Blue. We previously reported on how thousands of small donations to Democrats were being reported from the elderly, and particularly those who are unemployed and on a fixed income. For example, one donor from Brighton, Michigan shows having donated 2,500 times since October of 2023 from a retirement home. Get 'em. In Ohio, the Secretary of State is investigating Black Fork Strategies, which reportedly registers voters and submits voter registrations to various counties across the state. This after suspicious voter registrations were reported coming from the organization, and change of address forms were submitted for voters when they never requested it. Take a look at this video, folks. Are they doing this so illegals can easily take the place of a lawful voter?
Black Fork Strategies has been conducting a voter registration drive in Hamilton County, and it's my understanding throughout the state of Ohio. There are a number of registrations that were submitted by this organization that appear to be suspicious, and staff's review of those. And so we have a summary sheet in your packet. I will address the first two voters together, Cassandra Thompson Scott, and it's Harry Scott. Both of these voters were registered voters in Hamilton County. We received two new registration forms submitted by Black Fork Strategies in the name of both of these voters, which would change their voting address. That change was completed by our staff, and under Ohio law, an acknowledgement notice was mailed to the voter at the new address that was listed. Both of these voters appeared at our board office during normal business hours after receiving those acknowledgement cards. The new address that was submitted on these registration cards is actually the place of business for Miss Cassandra. And so she received both of the acknowledgement cards at her place of business and came in questioning. She had not moved, and she did not complete a registration form. Staff actually pulled both of these registration forms and showed them to the voters when they were here in person, and they both indicated that they did not complete those forms. And they wrote notations to that effect. And you have copies of those in your packet. We did contact Black Fork Strategies, and they provided us with the contact information of the canvasser for both of these registration forms, and that's documented on your summary sheet. We also received a registration form in the name of Henry Kissinger that was submitted. We did do a match. The voter registration database is compared to the BMV database, and it was a mismatch on every item listed, any identifying information listed on this registration form. So we again asked Black Fork Strategies for the canvasser who submitted this registration form, and that is on your summary sheet. Lastly, we've received a number of registrations, and there's a table copies for each of you. The stack of registration form appears, all of these registration forms appear to all have the same handwriting. Mm-hmm. And they were all submitted by the same canvasser, who is, again, contact information listed on your summary. We've also listed the Southwest Regional Field Director's name and contact information on this summary sheet. We have been working with this individual. Actually, when we first noticed these suspicious registrations, we asked her to come to the office. The Deputy Director and Administrator Chuck Eckert and I met with her and to show her what we were seeing and what was being submitted by her organization. And she said she would take this up with her employees. But we're now bringing this to the board to see what next steps the board would like to take, and it would appear that these need further investigation.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Mallard.
I've heard of other counties in the state having the same problem with suspicious registrations, and I think we should refer to the Secretary of State's Public Integrity Office for further investigation.
So I have a couple more questions. I'm sorry. Will you finish, Mr. Mallory?
Yeah.
First thing I want to point out is, we use words like anomalies and suspicion and everything else because we try to be, PC, I guess. But this is fraud. This is outright fraudulent behavior. Who's responsible? How they're responsible? That'll be up to somebody other than me. But it's plain and obvious to me when you get this many registration cards with the very same handwriting that someone is trying to defraud the elections process in Hamilton County. So to the extent that there's any press watching, voter fraud is real. It does happen. It happens oftentimes in the form of phony registrations, all in the same handwriting. So that happens.
Sickening, right, folks? And there's more. Former California State Assemblyman Steve Baldwin says his investigations have revealed that voter rolls in swing states are full of illegals who list their voter registration address as processing centers. Want to keep watching? YouTube continues to ban our channel and remove our truthful reporting, previously labeling our content as, quote, harmful to the public. Support us and sign up for full segments at thewerffreport.com, where we can say exactly what we want without the censorship or suppression. Only $6.99 a month or $49.99 a year. We've also just announced a new lifetime subscription plan for just $99.99, which will be available for a very limited time. That's right, a one-time payment of $99.99 gets you a subscription to the Werff Report for life. But hurry, because this option won't be available for long. Sign up at thewerffreport.com/lifetime. You can also make a one-time donation by clicking the new donate button at the top right corner of thewerffreport.com to donate any amount you like and support us even more. We truly can't do this without you, so please support us today. Go to thewerffreport.com to sign up or donate. God bless you all. God bless President Trump, and God bless America.